Hello, 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 hello. How is everyone doing today? I got my coffee. It's those couple days just before Christmas where it's like, yeah, Christmas in like 2 days. Are we really gonna do much? Yeah, we'll make it through today. Make it through today. And then we'll worry about tomorrow. It's like it's the Friday before a long weekend. Everyone's just kind of like, we'll just get through the day. We'll just get through the day, right? Everyone who's working today is kind of like, yeah. How much effort? I'm putting in some percentage of effort. More than none, less than many. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. How's everyone doing? Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. We're gonna work on the Stealthchanger for a bit. We've got the new parts printed. Actually, I gotta take them off the bed. Should probably have done that before going live, but whatever. Come on. I mean, this way we can see how good the, I love when parts come off like that. We actually did run out of filament on this print. I thought I had enough loaded in the machine. It stopped printing, and then I had to reload it. And luckily, you can barely tell. There actually is, can you see the layer line? Can you see it? You can kind of see it. You can kind of see it. It's right there by my thumb. And it's funny, you feel it. I think you could tell this filament was ever so much slightly drier than this filament because the whole upper part is ever so slightly constricted in. It's like, at first I thought there was like a minor layer shift, but it's even all around. The entire like upper portion of it is like ever so slightly like, so I think what happened is the filament that I used for the lower half, because it had been loaded on the machine for like a week or two, was probably a little bit moist, and just kind of sucked up a bit of moisture and expanded it slightly. Because it's evenly all around. Like if it was like, oh, it's shifted, it would be like, okay, that's a layer shift. But it's like the whole upper part is ever so slight, like scaled 99.5%. Obviously it's not going to affect anything, so I don't care. I'm not reprinting these parts, they're perfectly fine. But that's just kind of something to see, something to know. If you're printing with something that's hygroscopic, to kind of keep that in mind. And then we have all the red parts. Let's pull the red parts off. How do these turn out? Okay, these ones are actually, they're just stuck. Why did I print so many of these? I think I printed like double the amount of these I needed. Oh well. Is what it is. Yeah, I think I printed 8 of those. Oh well. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Maybe these are different things. Maybe they're different things. I don't know. So while I'm getting this ready, don't forget, every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker Filament. If you want to win that spool of Polymaker Filament, you need to enter to win the spool of Polymaker Filament. To enter the spool, win the spool of Polymaker Filament, check out the link in the video description. Go down there, enter your deets, answer the question, and at the end of stream, we will do a giveaway. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to help support the channel I create, the content I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. As long as layer adhesion is good. Yeah, layer adhesion is good with these. These are the, it's the CF08 ASA. So you still get pretty good layer adhesion. Like it is an ASA, but it's low carbon fiber. So you don't have to worry about it as much as like a high carbon fiber, like 20% or 15%, it's 8%. So it's basically just enough to make it a little stiffer on the XY. Like these are very stiff on the XY, but you're still getting pretty good layer adhesion. So you shouldn't have to worry about it like falling apart on you. Okay, let's pull up Stealthchanger.com. 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 There we go. Hi from Germany. Guten Abend. I'm printing a lot with the ASA CFO8 quickly coming. Yeah, it's a really nice filament. The only thing that I really don't like about it is the fact that, and by the way, right now Polymaker does have a 35% on sale right now. Check them out, link in the description. Use the affiliate link, won't cost you any extra. Go a long way to support the channel, and you're saving 35%. Nothing to complain about. It only comes in either 3 kilogram spools, which I've grabbed a couple, but it also only comes in 0.5 kilogram spools. It doesn't come in 1 kilogram spools, which is kind of annoying. Build guide. So we need to build, we've done the back plate, cable management, calibration, door buffers, modular docks. That's what we're building. We are building the crossbar. So we're gonna skip this part because I need to cut these extrusions, which means I need to set my chop saw up outside because I'm not cutting aluminum in my garage and getting little bits of metal dust everywhere. Also, I don't know where my scale went. Where'd my tape measure go? Oh, the furnace guy bored it. It's downstairs somewhere. So yeah, so I need to cut some extrusion. So we're not actually gonna mount these. Today we're just gonna prep everything and then get the printer ready. And then the next stream we'll be mounting everything. So I'm pretty sure you can build this like, yeah, you just put it in, yeah. So we can build, put the modular dock together. We'll put the modular dock together and then okay, so base A4T, I guess we start here. Okay, so let's get my heat set iron out. And then we will start building this guy. So for those that don't know, we're doing everything kind of oddball with this build because we are putting it in a printer that's an oddball size, using an oddball way of mounting it because we're trying to avoid using the top hat. So we're having to kind of kit bash a few different mods and DIY stuff together. So we might also design a top hat today because unfortunately none of the top hats that I found really suit the need I need for the top hat on this machine because I only need 2 inches. So we got to design one. And also since I have, you know, it's camera's offline. Since I have the Venture XL, I can print the whole thing in one piece. So we're just going to design a quick little 2-inch riser top hat. We might do that later in the stream. Okay, so now we need to do this. We need to put heat sets in. If you wish to use a wiper, install a heat set in the back plate. Okay, well, we're going to be using wipers. So let's put heat sets in the back plate. Sound good? Sound good? Sound good. Would help if I turn this on and then we wait for this to heat up. While we wait for that to heat up, how you doing today? What you up to right now? You got your Christmas shopping done? You all ready for the holidays? Did you take your turkey out? Hopefully you took your turkey out. I took my turkey out. Did you take your turkey out? I'm gonna enjoy my coffee in my #1 dad mug with the closest clip art to a Benchy my wife could find. Delicious coffee. What's the talk misses for the Christmas Eve? I don't think we're doing a Christmas Eve stream tomorrow. I have to do some running around in the morning, which is gonna suck, and my wife's working. So we're not doing a Christmas Eve stream. We will be doing a Friday stream. Probably a Saturday night stream. The New Year's Eve stream, we're gonna do a fun little thing. I'm gonna set something up in the Discord. Remind me to do it by the end of stream. The plan is we're gonna put these together, then we're gonna do a little thing for the planning for the stream, and then we're gonna do some CAD. We're going to do a year-end wrap-up community event, okay? Not a contest or anything like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up a channel on the Discord, and I want you to post your favorite thing you've 3D printed in the past year, your 3D printed project, the printer you built. I want you to just post something that you've done in the past year in regards to 3D printing that you're very happy of, that you're proud of, that you're, you know, you had a fun time doing, whatever the coolest thing you think you did over the last year in 3D printing. Post a picture of it, and then on New Year's Eve, which is I think it's next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday stream, we're gonna go take a look at all that. We're just gonna have a fun, vibey, chill stream, I think. So. Nobody expects. I've done Christmas. I'm pretty sure I've done Christmas Eve stream before. If it falls on a normal stream day, I think I've done it before. I mean, I've been streaming for a couple of years now, so I'm sure at some point I've done either Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve or something. Open to everyone. Well, it's not a contest. You just, yeah, if you're on the Discord, I'll fire up the channel. I'll do it later in the stream today. We're gonna build this first, and then we'll fire up the channel. Or you know what? I'll just use the post. I'll use the channel I already have made or something. I'll make a channel up. You know what? I'll make a channel up. Like, obviously, we'll still have the filament to give away and whatnot that we normally do every stream, but it's not a giveaway stream. Just going to be a fun little community year-end hangout look-back stream. One, two, three. Oh, here it is. I'm like, I'm printed 4. I need 4 of these. I don't do Christmas. It'll be pie, chips, fries, peas, and gravy. Chris. Hey, everyone, look at the British guy with peas and gravy. You outed yourself. Hello, governor. God save the king. Oh, we got more heat sets. Okay, good thing I left this on. Okay, these ones, does anything sit flat on this? You know what? You know what might work here? One second, where'd I put it? No, that won't sit flat. These sit in there. By the way, if you're wondering how the docks work, they literally just sit. Like, it just sits there. Okay, so we gotta put some heat sets in the back of this. I wish this sat flat. Oh well. A little annoying how many parts on this don't actually sit flat. And you kind of have to, like, not half-ass it, but like kind of. There we go. Make sure whenever you put a heat set in, it's sitting ever so slightly below the surface. Skip B since you're using a crossbar. Can I? Oh, optional. If you're not using a crossbar, install 2 heat set inserts in the base. Good point. Good thing I read the thing. Okay, so I don't need to put these in. You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to put them in. You know what? I'm going to put them in. I'm going to put them in just in case. Worst case scenario, I don't use them. Just in case I change up the design or how I plan on mounting them or something. Just think of them as accent pieces. I just got Cyberpunk on Switch too, and it was on sale. I'll be playing with anyone who's played it. How's the game? I played Cyberpunk 2 runs on the Switch? Okay. I know they improved the performance of the game quite a bit since launch, but I didn't think it was runs on Switch 2 levels, but okay. 2, I really liked it. I played it for the first time. I beat it last week for the first time, and I'm kind of playing around with the second playthrough right now, doing more of the side mission stuff. It is a fun narrative story. It is not as much of an RPG as some people think. You really don't actually have much input on the story itself, outside of a few decisions. So you're kind of like, you're along for the ride as V. You are not playing as your V. You are along for the ride as V, right? And I know some people don't like Johnny. I like Johnny. Yeah. Better to be flush. Well, if you can make it flush, but it's easier just to aim it for it just slightly below the surface, I find. Runs pretty good, all things considered. It's definitely did a lot of, yeah. But I really liked it. Look up some of the builds. If you go in, it's easy, especially, the game's not hard. The game isn't hard by any means. I played it on hard difficulty and it was fine. Look up some of the builds, because there are some, like, if you go in not knowing what you're gonna do, it's easy to build a pretty crappy character in terms of capabilities. So you probably are gonna wanna look up some of the builds. Think of it this way, Netrunner characters like that use hacking, think of it as mages. Easiest way to think about it. And then think of people that use guns as mages with guns. Okay, so it goes in, there's a big hole and a small hole, and it goes in the small hole. Okay. Oh yeah, the put them in close and then like push them against like a hard metal surface to make them flush trick. Yeah, that trick works great when it's a flat surface. These weren't a flat surface. So my rule of thumb, if it's a flat surface, then yeah, I do the, you know, put them in slightly, like watch, like I'll do, you know, push it in, get it close, and then, you know, push it on a flat surface to get it flush. But if it's an uneven surface, I just think it just slightly below the surface, just to ensure. Yeah, we know the Switch 2 is more powerful, but it's still like the least powerful console out there. Like, I think it's like, I don't know how it compares to a Steam Deck. In terms of power, like I know it's newer architecture than the Steam Deck, but still, I got a feeling like a Steam Deck can probably. Played Cyberpunk as a Edge Runner. Yeah, it's funny. It's like, oh, Edge Runners comes out, gives everyone depression, and makes everyone want to play Cyberpunk. Arcane comes out, ain't nobody wants to play League of Legends. There's already enough people playing League of Legends. It's toxic as shit. Are you listening to some of the dirty... What? Dirty Santa, some are hilarious. No? What are the Dirty Santa songs like? And if it's AI slop, get out of here. No, this is my lo-fi Christmas beats soundtrack. Yeah, Arcane was great. But everyone who plays League of Legends is like, no, don't play the game. Whereas everyone who likes Edge Runner is like, yeah, go play the game. The game's great. Now, on release, it was a bit of a mess. Okay. Put the base and plate aside. They will be used in the final assembly. Okay. Okay. And then we go short frame. Okay, so we got more heat sets. Okay, so let's find. Where are these pieces? Are these pieces? Okay, mine looks slightly different than this, but yeah, so see, these have the cutouts there. Mine don't look like that. Short crossbar. Oh, that's why, because I have short and I'm using the crossbar. That's why. Okay, there we go. So this is what mine look like. Okay. More heat set time. Hi, welcome to the heat set stream. We put heat sets in, and then we heat sets. And then when we're done heat setting stuff, we heat set stuff. I mean, I could grace you all with the rendition of some Christmas songs by the great vocal artist Canuck. If you haven't been graced by those amazing Christmas carols, I can always get Canuck here to sing it. Do I have a multicolor AMS? In storage. I have a Bamboo X1C with an AMS. It hasn't been hooked up in a year. I haven't needed it. You don't like it? No, I don't do multicolor printing. I don't really do a lot of multicolor printing, so I've taken it out of my lineup of printers that I use and put Prusas instead. Like, I do have a Prusa XL and I do have a Prusa Mark IV with an MMU3 on it if I do need to do multicolor or multi-material. And I honestly prefer both those systems over the AMS system for my use cases. Remember, not everything is for everyone. If you find hardware works or doesn't work for you, either don't or do use it. The only usage I got for my AMS is for stocking 4 rolls that auto switch when they run out. Yeah, that is a pretty good use case for it, I'll be honest. That's honestly what I ended up using it for most of the time. So. Viewer count's very low today. I'm wondering if it's probably because of the holidays. I'm assuming because of the holidays. That's why the view counter pretty low today. Can't wrap your head around all of the wastage. When you find out that Bamboo makes a good chunk of their revenue from selling filament, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, more heat sets. Guys, just when you thought you were done watching me install heat sets, I pulled out another heat set to install. So I saw Avatar on Saturday. I liked it. It was good. I kind of want to see it again in not 3D because unfortunately, like, because I was wearing 3D glasses in a normal cinema, it was very dark and slightly blurry because I wasn't wearing my normal glasses. I was wearing the 3D glasses. So part of me kind of wants to see it again and just like normal so I can actually see it properly. Bamboo's filament company that also sells printers. I'm pretty sure they don't, at least last I looked into it, they didn't actually make their own filament. They just relabel other OEM filament and sell it. They, like, Polymaker made filament for them for a bit. I think they still do for some of it, but they white label. Further out, there wasn't a stream because it's listed up there. Oh, I set the stream for 11 a.m. I'm pretty sure I set the stream for 11 a.m. I mean, the little guy's on summer vacation right now, or Christmas vacation, and my wife's working today, so that's why it's the early start time, and also it's a short stream today. So. What's the dock mod? This is the draft shift mod. It's whatever the stock dock is for the tool changer or the Stealthchanger. So this is the short dock using a crossbar. Are you in Quebec? No. Je ne suis pas dans la Provence, la belle Provence. Je suis dans Ontario. La belle Provence, right? Yeah. Et mon français n'est pas très bien. Okay, take your bets right now. Is the next step more heat sets? Oh no, we're actually putting screws in. Oh shoot, I can actually turn my heat set iron off. Okay. Andrew Rogers, $10. Cheers and appreciate it. For the Festivus Fund. Yeah, that thing from Seinfeld that nobody knows anymore because nobody watches Seinfeld for my generation. Okay, so we need these ones, I think. Yeah, these ones. Okay, and then M316s. So I did a thing where I went through all the kits and I condensed all the screws down to stock. So I just have all my screws in my stock now. So I'm just pulling from stock for screws because it got really annoying tracking down screws constantly. So let's see, how does this work? Was I supposed to put heat sets on both ends of this? Oh, shoot. Guys, we're not done. You know how it shows heat sets there? Oh, there's heat sets in the top too. We forgot. We got to put more heat sets in. Yeah, so that goes like that. Yeah. Okay, 1 second. I got to put more heat sets in. Ah, just when you thought you were done. Just when you thought you were done. Should build a Stealthchanger Toasty Boy, Peak and Ultim at the same time. Multiple fronts fall off. Yeah. I don't have the budget to feed a machine like that. I always find it funny when people are like, I need to print Peak or Ultima on my machine, and it's like, do you really need to spend $300 a spool? Cars and coffee. Yeah, and then it turns out Jerry Seinfeld is, he likes him young. Look up at the age of his wife, or his girlfriend at the time, or whatever. Don't ruin Seinfeld. Seinfeld ruined itself. Seinfeld is too much a product of the time, I think. If you didn't grow up in the era when Seinfeld was made, Seinfeld is a very hard show to attach yourself to. Like, it is very much a product of the time show, I think. He's libertarian. He's rich. I always find it funny when people put rich people, oh, he's a mega, he's libertarian. He's like, no, he's rich. When you're rich, you play by a different rule set, which is, what do I do to keep myself rich? And not have to follow the rules normies have to follow. I grew up when it first aired. Yeah. Like, I'm 37, so for me, I was too young to be watching the show when it came out and get it. And then, like, trying to go back to watch it now, it's like too much a product of its time. Like, it's just, I know it's a show about nothing, but it's just very hard for someone from, like, you know, mid-millennial like me, where it's like, it's just like so much of the jokes depend on you have to know how things worked at the time. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, there's still banger episodes, I'm sure. I have seen a few. I remember the whole episode where they're stuck in the parking garage because they can't find their car. But it's like 90% of the episodes could be resolved like, oh shit, oh yeah, cell phones didn't exist yet. Like, it definitely is still a cultural force, but it's like trying to actually, you know, a couple months ago, I sat down and I watched all of Farscape. All of Farscape, just in one long binge. And then I also did it with Stargate SG-1. Those shows, yeah, there's definitely like some aging there because, you know, the shows are older, but it's like, yeah, it holds up. Shows like Seinfeld are very product of the time kind of thing. Like, I don't think they... Okay, so we have all these little extra holes are on the side with these. Okay. They're just kind of like, you had to have been there kind of thing. Farscape is weird. Farscape is awesome. I freaking love Farscape. Jim Henson, Muppets in space. Frick yeah. How I Met Your Mother is our generation's Seinfeld. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I can see that. I can see that. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. So now we are attaching the two verticals onto the base using M316s. Cusp generation. What is millennial? It's millennials like what? 80? What is millennial birth? Millennial demographic. I still find it funny when people like blame millennials for everything. It's like, bruh, we're in our 40s and we have like, yeah. So anyone born between 81 and 96. So I was born in 88. So I'm smack dab in the millennial like cohort. But it's like 81. People blame oh, those freaking millennials. Like, I remember in the early 2000s, everyone blamed millennials for everything. And it's like, they still do. It's still funny watching like some newslings blame millennials. And it's like, bruh, some of us are in our 40s already. '84 is Generation X. You do know the whole generational thing is just made up, right? It doesn't really mean anything. Like there's a big break in Zoomers. Like there's a big noticeable difference in Zoomers for Zoomers that were born before or after 9/11. Where they're like, technically the Zoomers are two separate groups. Boomers get it. Well, it's because boomers did everything. Boomers are the definition of F you got mine. Seen a thing where they're like, why do we have to pay for property taxes? I've already paid off my house. I'm not using schools anymore. I don't have kids in school. Why should I pay property taxes? And everyone's like, bruh, we can't afford anything anymore. Farscape Season 3 goes a bit off the rails. I liked all of Farscape. Honestly, the worst part about Farscape is that Season 4 is a mini-series where they had to cut out a lot to make it fit. But it was either that or no ending whatsoever. All the old Star Trek shows too corny in the 90s. And oh, dude, Next Generation. At one point, I tried to binge all of Next Generation. I got through like a couple seasons, but it's like, I miss that kind of show. Like 24 episode seasons, yeah, they had their problems, but they gave you way more room for like just set dressing, letting the universe breathe, like building out, you know, the lore. And now we don't really have that anymore with shows, because every show is like 8 episode season. Each episode costs $20 million to make. If the show bombs, it ends after one season, because again they put $100 million into the show, and it's like every single episode is this huge thing. You don't have breather episodes anymore. I grew up with The Simpsons. I mean, I grew up with The Simpsons because I'm the same age as The Simpsons. Okay, so that's all that. What are these for? There's these little... There's supposed to be a pin or something goes in there. Okay, so we attach that. Okay, mine look different. Short crossbar. Why does mine look different? Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm trying to see how they have this little notch there. I'm wondering what that's for. There and there. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, now we attach the bottom piece with M316s. Same thing. Okay. And that goes like that. Okay, so we have that. That goes like... Wait, how does this go? Oh wait, it would help if I was holding this the right way around so I could actually see. Okay, that goes like that. Okay, that goes like that. Okay, yeah. Yesterday I printed some tweezers to hold my DMM probe. Easy print and very handy. Nice. I have extra kids over, send coffee and wine. I have the little guy downstairs. We're trying to get him to go through all his toys right now and pick out all the toys he wants to send to kids that need toys. Because Santa asked him to help, and we're trying to clear out a bunch of toys. It's like, bruh, you've got, like, he still has toys from when he was, like, he has toys that he's outgrown big time. But it's like, we got to get rid of them. But every time you go to it, he's like, no! So we're like trying to make it a thing right now where it's like, oh, you know, Santa wants you to help him out. So find some toys that you can offload. Why is it? I hate how I can't spin this right around. So let me just make sure I have this right. That's that, and that's that. Yeah, okay, so I do have this right. Okay. So as long as I put them all together the same way. Constant battle. Dude, it is like, holy heck, like toys come from nowhere. When you have a kid, you're like, okay, yeah, you know, we got his little toy area and he's got all this stuff. And then 1 or 2 birthdays or Christmases go by when you have family, especially when he's the only kid in the family, because my brother and sister don't have kids. And so he's the only grandson, and my cousins and whatnot, they're all older. Like, nobody in my generation had kids except for me. In my family, in my like immediate brothers and sisters and immediate like first cousins, I am the only one with a kid on my side of the family. So he gets all the toys for Christmas. And the problem is now we have a shit ton of toys. So. Even from Switzerland. Hello there. Like, it really sucks because it's like, we have like all these extra clothes that we were gonna like, oh yeah, you know, when, like, luckily her brothers have kids, but they're in a different province, so they're kind of far away. But it was like, you know, every time we got something, we'd like, oh, well, hang on to it. Hang on to the stroller, hang on to the baby crib or whatnot, so that we can give it away to, like, you know, somebody in the family who needs it when it's their turn. It turns out, though, nobody wanted their turn. My sister is like, her and her husband are work focused and they like to travel, so no kids there. They have a dog. My brother just doesn't want kids. So it's like, yeah, what kind of part of Canada? Look at a map of Canada, go south, and when you run out of Canada, that's where I'm at. Now, to be fair, a lot of his toys are Lego. So I'm okay with that. I got all the Lego I would want. So I'm pretty good on Lego. And for a population collapse, that's normal. We have too many people. If productivity has gone up, the only reason people are complaining about population collapse, because they're the ones that benefit from the system where it's bottom heavy. We do not need the population we have. Work has become much more efficient. The average amount of work done by the average person during the average workday has like tripled in the past like 50 years. Everything's automated. We don't need as many people as we have. The only people that complain about that are those that directly profit off of having a lower wage or a lower class of people in the system, right? You know, it's always people like Elon Musk and whatnot, those that benefit from having, you know, a surf class. And surf, S-E-R-F, not, you know, cowabunga dude surf. It's always those people that complain about it. No. Just need to redistribute wealth a little bit better and we'll be fine. Comrade. Put the frame aside for now. It'll be used in the final assembly. Cool. Frame, short crossbar, modular dock assembly. Okay, so install the blocker in the base and secure it using Okay, where did all these magnets and shit come from? Modular dock. Is there, did I miss something? Base A4T. Okay. Okay, so I gotta build these guys. Okay. So I have 2 different sets of these. Alright. So I have 2 different sets of these. Long and short, and I don't know which ones I need. Because these go... Actually, I know exactly which ones these are because only one of these will fit in here. So I'm assuming I need the long ones. Yeah. Yeah, these ones, because these short ones won't fit. Okay, so I don't need these. Then why did I print these? Oh well. Okay, hey, guess what? More heat sets. More heat sets! Bring out your heat sets! Just believe you describe USA. Yeah. Well, and, you know, a lot of Western countries. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I think going with the red and these colors, I like these colors. I like these colors. Which kind of sucks because we are red and black on the main machine, but it's slightly different red. But it's a pretty close red. Like, it's, unfortunately, it's not a shiny red, but it is what it is. So. Coffee drink. Almost done my coffee. Anyone have a suggestion on how to convince wife to approve getting a Voron? We got an Ender 3 and I want to build a Voron. Do you want the honest answer or the like funny haha answer? Honest answer? You're both adults. You should be able to easily come to a agreement on this. Like, hey, hun, it's my, you know, I'm spending my money on a thing I want. You're both adults here. At least I'm hoping. You said wife, so I'm hoping. I don't know. Other joke, haha, you know, I'm not buying a Voron, I'm buying some components, and oh, I just happened to build a Voron. I don't know. I always find that funny. Me and my wife, we have separate bank accounts. We have separate bank accounts. We never went and got a combined bank account or anything. It's just, you know, we just kind of split the bills evenly. So it was like I was paying mortgage, she was paying bills. And it was like, okay, as long as we each pay whatever we have to, whatever money is left over in our own accounts is our own money. Like every time we do a purchase for the house, we just split it 50-50, right? Except for the heater. My wife's like, I want to pay for the heater. I'm like, why do you want to pay for the heater? She's like, I want to pay for the heater. I'm like, why do you want to pay for the furnace? She's like, credit card points. I'm like, oh, you're getting the credit card points. Because she knows, like, you know, in a couple of months when I go, the next big purchase I'm purchasing, right? So she's like, no, I want my credit card points. I'm like, okay, you get your credit card points. So, yeah, we just split it 50-50. And I don't know, it works fine. So I've never had this whole like, oh, you know, I need approval for something. It's like, no, we each have our own money. And we both trust each other not to like go rapidly into debt or something stupid like that. Like we're getting a new furnace next week. Wife paid for that. And probably we're aiming for probably in the summer, we're going to get rid of our hot water tank and go tankless. I'm paying for that. Like we're just kind of bouncing back and forth on the purchases. Works pretty good. Works pretty good. As for retirement, I'm just hoping societal collapse happens before that. That's my retirement plan. That's your average millennial retirement plan. I'm just hoping on civilization to collapse, and whatever springs up after is a new system that I don't have to worry about. Tankless for the win. Yeah, we want to go tankless. We're trying to make our house as low, like as efficient and low impact as possible. Like tankless water heater. We got like 50-year shingles on the roof. Low upkeep landscaping. Like basically, like we're trying to make our house and our entire situation as like low impact and low maintenance as possible. How the tankless goes, that's what I want. The only thing with tankless is you have to, like, it takes a minute or two for you to get like hot water, like hot water. But like, let's be honest, how often do you need hot water right this second? Like at the tap, you have to wait for it to heat up anyways. And then if you're getting a shower, I don't know about you, but I don't go into the shower and just turn it on with me under the tap. I turn it on and a couple minutes later I get in the shower. So I don't need to be keeping 60 gallons of water continuously hot and paying for that. It's funny, everyone I know who has tankless loves it. And every time I talk to a company that sells tankless, they're like, oh yeah, they're great. But then you have like the water tank company like, no, tankless is horrible. Why would you want to go tankless? No. It's like EVs. You go into a dealership and dealerships don't like EVs because they don't make any money on the maintenance, because the maintenance costs on EVs are much lower. And they don't have the same kind of markups. They're like, oh no, don't be getting that EV. No. You want this gasoline one. By the way, do you want the maintenance package for oil changes? These are going to be interesting. Let's see if that works. Okay, that's going to be a bit. Well, the way tankless works is it basically you have usually, in our case, it would be gas because we have natural gas here, or electric. But basically, there's a bunch of pipes in a coil that go by heater, and it basically heats the water up as it's being used. Versus tanked water heaters, where you basically just have a giant tank of water that's just continuously kept hot. So if you go through a lot of hot water a day, it kind of makes sense to go with a tanker, like a tank. Like if you're in a household with like 5 girls that take 20-minute showers each day, having a tank water heater kind of makes sense, I think. But like a household of 3, and we take like 1 5 to 10 minute shower a day each. Yeah. Cheers, 3D HP. Yeah, Christmas is a coming. Tomorrow I gotta run to the mall, fight my way through the horde. Hopefully only lose a couple limbs so I can get my cinnamon buns. I buy Cinnabuns once a year and it's for Christmas. Every Christmas Eve I go to the mall, I go to the Cinnabon store and I get a 6-pack of Cinnabuns, and that is Christmas morning breakfast. Every year. That's our family tradition, is I go get a pack of Cinnabuns for Christmas every year. Which means every year on Christmas Eve I gotta go to the mall. Which if you go after about noon, it's not that bad actually. Planning to build a V2 350 with Riemann graphite bed and CNC parts. Good enough for index setup? Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, a fully stock V2 is good enough for index. So going a little above and beyond, you'll probably be even a little bit betterer. Like remember, the index that they were trying on in the V2 at Bontech was literally just a bog standard like LDO kit, I think. Like just a completely bog standard, like either LDO or Formbot or one of the, it was a bog standard kit, I believe. My hot water tank is from a coil running around my wood stove chimney. Ooh, rustic. Induction tankless heaters. I don't know. If we were on Twitch, we'd go down a rabbit hole right now where we'd watch videos on how they make tank, like induction water heaters or something. But we're on YouTube and we get copyright strike for that. There we go. Oop, forgot the top ones on there. Fair enough. I have no idea. I don't really do a lot of stuff with induction, so. And then tonight is the final episode of this season of Pluribus. So I'm all excited for that. Watch that with the wifey. Oh, I need these guys. So we got 1 and 2. So these come with the LDO kit. These are the stainless steel wipers. So they got this little thing and they got a little wiper tab on them. You can see them there. So this is to keep your nozzle booger free, I guess. So how do you put this together? So M38 button head, and that just screws into there like that. Okay. I'm gonna binge Pluribus this weekend. Dude, I have really enjoyed Pluribus. Like, which is funny because I tried watching Breaking Bad and other Vince Gilligan shows, and I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into Breaking Bad. Like, I watched into the 2nd season of Breaking Bad, and I don't know, I stopped watching it. And it just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of lost interest in it. And then I didn't watch Better Call Saul because it's based on Breaking Bad. But Pluribus, I've just been like, oh, hell yeah. So, oh shoot, I need button head. Okay, this is gonna be fun because I got a mixture of button heads in here. So I gotta find button heads. There's 2, 4. 6, 8. There we go. Happy holidays, Raj. Okay, so how does this work? This just kind of that, and just kind of okay, I guess we just kind of put that like that. It goes like that. Does it show? Insert the spring steel into the clamp and tighten it down. Note, you may need to adjust the position of the clamp later so it's directly under the nozzle. Okay, that makes sense. But for now, this is good. Stefan Hetty? Your name got cut off there. Who is that? Steven. Steven! Cheers for the 20. Cheers and appreciated. Merry Christmas. And then yesterday we did have the monthly channel member stream. It was unfortunately a bit short notice because of the furnace guys showing up, but when I ended the member stream yesterday, if you were watching it, Literally, as soon as I ended the stream, I turned off the cameras as I was walking upstairs. Like, literally, like, I ended the stream, I took my mic off, I turned the cameras off and the lights. As I was walking upstairs from my basement, knock on the door from the furnace guy. So, like, bang on timing for ending the stream right on time. So. Also, I might set up, if I can get it set up, Bruce has sent over some Christmas filament. It's just like Filament, PLA, and or PLA, and like Galaxy Green, Galaxy Red, and also orange because it's Prusa. So I might set up the Venture XL and do like a long Christmas print or something on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day with just Christmas music playing. So it'd be like the 3D printing Yule log kind of thing. So I might do that. Although I gotta play around. I haven't printed on the big guy since because it is heat expansion on that machine is a bit of a problem. We gotta seriously look into that. That might be Friday's stream. Is we got to figure out what to do with the big guy, because thermal expansion is actually kind of a big problem on that machine right now. I'm having binding issues. Print a Yule log and set it on fire. Well, I was thinking just some like nice vase mode Christmas trees or something. Rail backers and expansion joints. That's kind of what I got to figure out moving to the basement. It's not the basement. It's the fact that the machine, now that it's enclosed, grows so much when it heats up. Like, think about it. It's a 900 millimeter cube volume of 50 degrees Celsius air. The frame expands quite a bit. Yeah, we got an LDO power supply. We got to put that in the printer. Ooh. I don't know if you can hear it. That's cool. Okay, so now how do these go in? So we put that together. Blocker cup. We don't need to do the cup because we're not doing a cup, I don't think. Yeah, we're not doing the cup because we have the... Okay. So these go in with M330s or M320s. Well, this isn't the wide dock. So M330s, I think. So we'll grab M330s. Just double check. Yep, M330s. Okay. So it didn't say to put the magnets in yet. Where does it say put the magnets in? It doesn't say anything about the magnets. So the magnets go there. What do the magnets magnet on? There are no... I don't have magnets on this dock at all. Oh, there's magnets on the back, I think. Or no, that's screw access. Where do the magnets go? It shows magnets here, but I don't have magnets in mine. Oh well. Actually, I gotta fix this one second. There's a little bit of when I melted in those heat sets, they kind of flanged out a bit. That's crazy. What's crazy? You're crazy. Loosening the X helped? Oh, loosening the X helped, but now that the machine's back to room temperature, it's like all bound up. And it's more bound up at the back. So I think I have to heat it up again. And then crack the back extrusion on the gantry, not the XY. Because last time what we did, we heated the machine up and I cracked the XY joints and I let the X rail kind of, you know, move. But I didn't do the back extrusion, and I think the back extrusion is causing binding too. So I got to heat the machine back up and see how the movement is front to back completely. Because at the front, there's more slop in the system. So in the front, the rails can kind of bow out if they need to, which isn't optimal, but they can. But at the back, because it's a U and it's all bolted together, it can't really kick out like that. So. Yeah. What am I working on currently? Stealthchanger. We're building docks for Stealthchanger. So we have the base, and then this is the little flangey thingy, the drip tray. Expansion issue, the reason why the development of the boron Phoenix is taken. It's one of the things, yeah. It's one of those things that, you know, because boron, it's designed to be enclosed and be able to print like ABS and whatnot, it has to be able to function reliably. Designing something that is a meter cube that has to function at ambient room temperature and also at 50+ degrees Celsius up to 60, along with all the thermal expansions and contractions that involves in that, is one of those things that's surprisingly hard, especially when you're a bunch of people designing printers for fun for no profit in your basement. So yeah, it's a thing you got to worry about. Fun fact, the whole expansion and contraction issue is also an issue on normal Vorons, but because normal Vorons are 3D printed parts and they're smaller, they just kind of tank it. They just handle it. But like the whole frame expansion thing, yeah, that's a thing on like a 350 V2 as well. But because the parts are 3D printed and they're plastic and whatnot, and the machine is smaller, because, you know, square cube law is a bitch, it basically just tanks it. Now I'm feeding the children chicken nuggies. Chicken nuggies with the sauce. Oh no, I gotta charge that up. Hopefully I can do the last one here. Damn, I can go for some chicken nuggies with the sauce. No, Eggos. Hey, can't go wrong. I had Eggos for breakfast. Eggos with coffee. Breakfast of champions. Okay, let's plug this in so I can charge you. Using shorter extrusions and putting the printed joints there help with the expansion. On the Venture XL, I was actually like this close to just printing off a set of XY joints just to swap them in. The problem is the Venture XL uses 9mm belts, so it's like a whole custom. The Venture XL is as close to building a Voron as you can get, probably, without actually it being a Voron, if that makes sense. It's all CNC parts, so you can't DIY it. It's, you know, there's enough differences on it. The Venture XL is not a Voron, but it's about as close to building a Voron as you can get without it actually being a Voron, if that makes sense, design-wise. So the gantry is essentially just a normal stock V2 gantry, but it's all CNC'd. It's 9mm belts instead of 6mm belts, but it's also on 20/20 extrusions instead of 30/30 like the Phoenix. And the motors are mounted up top instead of below. So that's like 2.1, I think we had the motors on top. So, or was it 2.2? I can't remember. But yeah, it's like as close as you can get to building a Voron without actually it being a Voron. Okay, M320s. Charge these guys. Okay, how does this go? So we got that guy, that go, that guy, that go, that guy, that go, that go, that go there, that go there, that go there. That goes from the front. Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, can you guarantee me those files, the belt pathing lines up exactly like on the Venture XL? That's the problem, right? Uh-oh. 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 Guess what we forgot? Heat sets! More heat sets! Yeah, the only thing with these files is it's very easy when you're going, you have to like spin the part all the way to see if you missed anything. And apparently I missed, there's supposed to be heat sets there. Yeah, there they are. Okay, yeah, so I put those ones in, but I forgot to put these ones in, so you gotta spin it. So. That's not it. Yeah, so I gotta put those heat sets in. Okay. More heat sets! All the heat sets! I bought a used 2.4 300 locally from a guy who gave up the hobby, and he printed everything, and he sent ABS Plus. Totally printed it only PLA and while printing ABS in the 65C. I mean, that's fine. Printed only PLA and Petchy, and now while printing ABS. Yeah, like, I mean, the chamber won't get to 65 Celsius if you're printing PLA, because a normal Voron, you're relying on the bed for the chamber heater, right? So, yeah, printing ABS with the bed at 100 something, you'll heat the chamber up to like 60. But if you're only printing PLA and you have that fan going at max, you're not getting that you're probably only getting like 30 or 40 in the chamber. That's why you crack the door a little bit. Although it'd be really nice to have, it'd be hard because then you would require machined plates or machined panels. But it would be kind of cool to do how like the Prusa Core 1 does it now, where it auto opens and closes the vent with just like a little tab on top of the tool head. And it just opens and closes the vent from the inside. It'd be really cool to do that on a Voron. The problem is you would require some custom machine panels, and that would drive cost up of kits. Because now instead of just, you know, making a square panel, now you need panels with specific cuts in it, and then you also need another panel, and then you need additional hardware, and then yeah. But it would be kind of cool to have the Voron do that as well. That'd be kind of nice. You made a meme. Let me check out your meme. Let me check out your meme. Funny joke. Funny joke. What time are we at anyways? 12:16, yeah. I can only stream till 1 today because the wife's heading to work. So I gotta watch the little guy. Why not just turn the exhaust fans off? I don't put exhaust fans in my Voron. I don't put exhaust fans in my Vorons at all. I seal them up because I primarily print ABS and ASA on my Vorons. So I seal them up completely. I want them sealed up and keeping as much heat inside them as possible. It's one of the reasons I've been using the Prusas so much lately, because I've actually been printing PET G quite a bit lately. Like I was printing some ABS on the V2 I have in the basement the other day. I need to make a quick little bracket and it was already loaded up. And it was like, oh man, smell of ABS in my house. It's been a while since I've smelled that. Okay. There we go. So now I can put these together. Will that not fit? That will not fit. Here until next year, super excited. I really like the Core 1L. I got to pull it out. I think I've done enough on it now that I think I can probably do a video on it happily. But like, if you like the Core 1, if you like the Prusa ecosystem, the Core 1L is probably their best printer right now. Price to performance, that's something you got to decide on if it's within your budget. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. For some people, a Core 1 is an expensive machine. For others, it's a very reasonable price machine. For others, it's a business expense. So, you know, this whole, you know, I could buy, you know, 8 Centauri carbons for the price of this. It doesn't, it might make sense for you, but it doesn't make sense for everyone. Like, it's different when you come up and you're like, oh, hey, I'm somewhat interested in this hobby and getting my feet wet. Or, you know, hey, I want to only own one 3D printer. And this is going to be the 3D printer. If I'm dropping, you know, over $1,000 on a thing, you know, I expect that thing to be functional and like still working great 5 years down the line. Dropping $1,000 on a 3D printer and only expecting to get a couple years out of it doesn't make sense in my opinion. They should last pretty long. Like you should have a pretty long lifespan of a 3D printer. Right? It's a CNC, right? So you want it to be, you know, easily repairable. You want to know that the company's going to support it for a long time. That's one of the downsides with the Crealities. Crealities, when they were dirt cheap, right? You know, buy an Ender 3 at Micro Center for $99. Who cares if it breaks in a year or two, right? It's $99. But when you're buying a $1,500 Creality K, whatever they're on now, right, with the AMS system, and you're up $2,000, do you really want Creality to be like, yeah, we've completely stopped all support for this machine because we're moving on to the K whatever version we're on now, right? Do you really want that? Like, that's kind of the, like, that's something I think about when I'm looking at these expensive machines. It's like, what is the support infrastructure for these machines going to be like 3 years down the line? When you're dropping that much cheddar on a printer, I don't know about you, I want that printer to be like, that's a lot of money for something that's a paperweight in a couple years potentially. Yeah, like a FlashForge Adventure 85X 275 euro. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Like if you're looking for something to just play around multicolor, but if you came out to me like, hey, I need to buy a machine and I'm going to be using this machine regularly for the next 5 years, the FlashForge Adventure 85X is not on my list. But if you come out to me like, hey, I kind of want to play around with multicolor, something cheap to get my feet wet. Oh, 85X, great. Great option. I want cuddles afterwards. Okay. I can't help you with that. You may have to speak with your partner. The finished Stealthchanger compares to the Prusa XL and its finish. I'm loving my Stealthchanger. Well, this will have the advantage that it'll be enclosed. So I'll be able to actually print like ABS on it. Soon to come out. Anycubic. I know. Anycubic sent me an email. I might take them up on their offer. It might be a paid unboxing. We'll see. We'll see. Gotta pay the bills. We'll see. I might take them up on their offer. We'll see. If they want to sponsor an unboxing and first look live stream, I'm okay with that. Printer is the printer, so it's got to speak on its own. Is this redundant with the Armored Turtle? Yes, no. Armored Turtle is or a box turtle is a single nozzle multi-material setup. So it's single nozzle. It's like an AMS. It's a DIY AMS basically, but it's more you're able to customize it more, right? More bigger, smaller, whatever. This is a tool changer. They are completely different things. Okay. Box turtle basically automates unloading and loading filament to a single tool head. This is completely separate tool heads. So they you know, kind of do the same thing, but they go about it completely different ways. And that goes on with M310s. No need to tighten them. You will use for adjustment later. Okay. I think all these M310s I grabbed are all button heads. Is there a reason to combine the two? I mean, you could combine the two if you wanted to do something like, you know, you're printing with, you know, a dissolvable support material, but you want like a lot of multicolor really easily. So you could have like a box turtle hooked up to one head. So that head you can do multicolor very easily. But then the other heads are loaded with like, you know, hardened nozzles or, you know, your support material. You could do it. I haven't actually seen anyone do it yet, I don't think. But there is absolutely nothing stopping you from hooking a box turtle up to the one head on a tool changer. Like, for example, if you made a small tool changer, right? Like you made one out of a micron, you can only fit so many tools on there, okay? But you're like, hey, I want to be able to print multicolor. So one tool you have hooked up to, you know, a box turtle. So you can have like 5 or 6 colors loaded in that, depending on how big you build it. And then your other tool heads, you have like 3 tool heads on the machine, or 2, right? And the other one's like a dedicated support tool head. Or the other one is a 0.8 nozzle that's dedicated for just infill. And you only print like really cheap filament for infill, right? And save like your expensive, you know, polyalchemy elixir that you've been hanging on to for your outer walls, right? Like those are things you can do with the tool changer that you can't do with multi-material, because the wastage kills the benefit of that. So. Balin V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it, Balin. Swear you were subbed to me. Well, everyone go down and make sure everyone go down and like and hit the smash button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Do it now. You don't want to miss out. Don't want to miss out. We do fun streams. Over 8 spools, yeah, filament. Yeah. Oh, it gets rat's nesty. Those large, like I've seen people build box turtles where they have like 24 units in a rack, and they basically use the box turtle just for filament loading and unloading because they're too lazy to go down. Like, you can use a box turtle without using it for printing, if that makes sense. So, oh, who was that? Andy Miller gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers, Andy. A good example, say you were a baller, okay? So say you have a printer and you use that printer for printing a lot of stuff. Well, next to it, you build a rack, and that rack is just nothing but box turtles, okay? And, you know, box turtle, you have 24 box turtles, right? You have multiple box turtles, right? You just put a box turtle on each shelf because they're a clipper. You can just USB hubs away. You have like, the bottom 4 are loaded with just like black filament rollover, whatever. And then the top ones are loaded, you know, the first rack's all PLAs, the next rack's all ABSs, the next rack's all PETGs. So that way, if you want to print something on that printer, you can do from your office, right? The printer's off-site. The printer's off-site. Oh no, it's off-site. You don't want to drive downtown. From your office, you can just be like, oh, load slot number 5, which is black ABS. And then you can print something, and then you come into the office next day, oh, it's there. Or, you know, oh, load slot, you know, 16, which is orange PLA, and you can print. So there are ways you can use box turtles not just for printing. You can use it for filament management and auto loading and unloading of different materials to save time, if your machine is set up for that. Also, it can get quite expensive. And then you also still have the rat's nest of cables and everything in the back. But it's the joys of open source machines like this. You can do that if you wanted to. Does it make sense for everyone to do that? No. But, you know, it would be kind of cool if you had your print site was off-site to have, you know, a rack of filament preloaded next to every machine so that you can remotely start pretty much any print job without having to physically go to the machine and change filament types. That'd be kind of cool. I'm in a wheelchair, so loading takes some effort. I love my box turtle. Yeah, there you go. There's a perfect niche example, right? You don't have the same mobility, so you don't want to be like constantly having to like get up and load the filament, feed it in. So you just have like, you know, your printer's there, but you on the ground or whatever, or within arm's reach, you just have a bunch of box turtles. So you just put it on the box turtle. The box turtle loads the machine and unloads the machine. So it's one of those things, there are so many use cases that don't make sense for everyone. But for somebody, that is a perfect use case. And because the machines are so open and adaptable, you could just do that. You don't have to like hope that, you know, put in a request for the company to open access to the machine to allow you to do something. You just do it. Do it. Okay, so we put that in. And then the modular dock assembly is complete. Now it's time to check that the blocker operates. Set the tool in there and check the silicone square. Okay, so we got to actually grab a tool. I don't have any nozzles in any of these. I should probably put a nozzle in here. Which is, so we'll just, what is this, 0.5? That's 0.5. There we go. Put this guy in. It's just a generic 0.4. So the AMS. I will say the AMS I used more for filament management than I did for actual multicolor. Alright, so how this works is it comes in, it goes doop, and it docks. And that don't fit in there. There we go. So I gotta pull that out a bit. But yeah, there you go. There's the dock. So we have 4 docks. I think we probably could have fit 5 in the machine. I think we could have fit 5. But 4 will be fine. Surprised there's no magnets to like physically lock these. They just kind of... Yeah, they just physically lock there. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Okay. So that is that. I can turn you off. You're off. I can get rid of this. Back over here. Try not to drop the big heavy thing on my foot. Have a drink of my delicious Gamer Sups. Use code Canuck. Save 10%. Actually, save more right now. Gamer Sups has a big sale on right now. You buy stuff, you get free tubs and whatnot. Go check them out. Link in the description. Tunes, docks to specific nozzles, just FYI. Oh, I know. That's why I'm not tuning anything right now. So yeah, I got the printer there. So here, let me get the printer up on the shelf and we'll see what we're working with in terms of, because I have to cut some extrusions down, because these extrusions are going to be the top and the bottom mounts. Okay. Did I put that together backwards? Does one... Oh yeah, because that sits inward. So I have to cut one... Oh man, I really have to cut these funky size. Because one sits outside the frame and then the other one sits inside the frame. Because we're going to have to do some little... We got to do a little finagling here. 1 second. 1 second here. The joys of doing non-standard bullshit. The joys of non-standard builds. Okay, you guys can go over here for now. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I probably could have fit 5. Yeah, I could have fit 5, but they would be tight. 4 is fine. So the thing is, I have one extrusion there where these sit on, and they'll probably be about here. But then the inner extrusion... Oh no, they are both on the outside. They are both on the outside. Yeah, they are both on the... Oh, it's this one. I put one together backwards. That's what it is. I put one of these together backwards. Or are these all together backwards? What? Oh, son of a bitch. I put... Which one of these did I put together backwards? This one I put together backwards. This one I put together backwards. Okay, 1 second. Let me fix this quick. I put one of these together backwards. Whoopsie doodles. Oh wait, this... Okay, so we're gonna do a little kit bashing here. See how this one, you have the extrusion here, but on the top, this is the stock design. Because in the stock design, okay, how this mounts is it mounts to the top of that, and then you have your other extrusion that sits outside the frame, okay? But this sits inside the frame, okay? And then you put a top hat on top. We're not doing that because we're gonna be mounting these not up top. These are gonna be mounted like here. So we're going to, you know, flip it and reverse it, okay? So we're gonna flip it and reverse it. So this one that I thought was wrong, because it is wrong, and actually I do have to spin these around. So these are wrong. I do have to fix that. So I do have to take this apart. But we're gonna spin the top part, so that way instead of using this top inner extrusion, we'll use this one on the outside and another one on the outside. That way I can easily shift the whole thing up and down to make it work wherever I need it to be mounted, right? So that way we can put it together however we need to put it together. So you go that way, because I did have this put backwards. So how did I put all these together backwards? All these holes go on the inside. I don't know what all these holes are for, because I have less holes than that. But all these holes go on the... What are all these holes for? What are these holes for? Like, what are all these tapped holes for? Or these through holes for? I don't know. Optional hexagon things, magnets. Okay, well, okay, so that's that. So now I got to spin you around. Two of those vertical holes are for magnets to assist with docking. Okay. Come on, tars. Come on, tars. There we go. Okay. So yes, it's backwards. It is backwards. But this way I can put, you know, one extrusion here, and it sits. It's gonna be awkward to hold to show an example. And then the other extrusion will be on top, and it'll mount to that. Okay. So there we go. So that'll work. So I need to have them all like this. So this one, I got to spin you around. Yeah, so this isn't how you're supposed to put it together, but we're putting it together backwards because we need to put it together backwards because this machine's an oddball size machine and we're doing things differently. I should still get about 300 millimeters of Z. I'm basically sacrificing 100 to 150 millimeters of functional Z on this machine to avoid using a top hat because I literally don't have room for the big top hat that comes with the kit. I don't have room for that because I still want this machine to fit on my shelf. And part of me wants to have this machine be a fully one and done machine, like no separate top hat or anything like that. I want it to be a one and done machine. So I'm gonna have to cut these extrusions, which will be fun. What time are we? Oh yeah, we're running out of time. Well, also doing it this way too allows me to shift the whole dock assembly up and down, depending on like, you know, when we put it all in and we get all the wires in and everything, it's like, shit, I need like an extra couple millimeters of clearance up top. I can just take the whole assembly and just go and shift it down. Because what I'm gonna do, these are random V-slot extrusions from some Creality machine. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put blind joints right? So I'm just gonna drill a hole for a blind joint. So I can just crack the screw and slide the whole thing up and down if I need to. How do you get the doors on? I'm gonna do 2-piece doors. The door will only be the bottom part. The top, I'm just gonna put one solid piece of plexiglass over the top, and then the bottom will be a removable door. Because there'll be this here. So what I'll do is I'll just print like a little flange or something so that I can have the door seal against it kind of thing. So I'll have one door on the bottom that you can take off, and then I'll just have a door, like a panel screwed on the top that'll just encompass the whole thing. Or maybe 2. I might have to do 2 because I'll have whatever's between this and this will be a panel, and then whatever's up top will be a panel. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. Make it work. Will the heads reach okay to the docks? They should. They should. Wish SpawnTech would get the index out soon. Here's the thing. Do you want them to rush it out and the first revision have issues and production issues and supply issues? Or do you want them to wait and have it come out and it be perfect? Or as perfect as you can make a first gen product? Something Miyamoto with delayed games quote. What happens when you print a helmet with ABS? I print it on the bigger machine. I have many machines that are much bigger than this in terms of Z. So if I need to print a helmet, I will print a helmet on the 400 millimeter VZ bot, the 300 by 300 by 400 VZ bot, or the Core 1L, or the 600 by 600 by 600 Venture XL. I don't print a lot of helmets. I don't know about you. I don't know who you're watching that prints helmets nonstop, but I don't print a lot of helmets. There we go. Okay, so these will all mount across like that. That's nice and perfect. We're gonna have to play with the spatula a bit, but that should work pretty good. And that comes in, goes doop, and dock. Docking. Come on, TARS. Come on, TARS. Okay, so I gotta buy a power supply now. I gotta put in an order for a 48 volt power supply now today so that we can swap out that. Because I also have to replace this bottom panel. We gotta swap out this carriage here with the CNC carriage, which I have right here. So we're gonna have to swap this carriage out, which is a Vitali carriage, which is a nice carriage, but we're not using tap anymore. So we're gonna have to swap that out to this carriage. These belts look so tiny. These are what, the 5 or 6 mil belts? These look so tiny. Oh my God, those belts look tiny. I'm so used to working on the Venture XL lately. These are tiny. And then, let's see here. I have screws on the top of that. I gotta check the top of this thing. Fire up Fusion. Out here printing big cosplay items out of ABS anyways. They still use CFPEG. I've been really digging CFPEG for working on cosplay stuff and whatnot lately. Freaking Fusion. I hate Fusion. The way you have to log in every time. How you have to like, you know, let me put my password in 1 second. Here, look at that. Send a code via email. Wait for the code to show up, open my email, copy and paste the code. Like, it's just making it so much annoying to use Fusion. And I still use Fusion because it's the only thing I know. Over here, punch in my code, hit next. Yes, I trust this device, even though every time I log in on a different computer, you don't trust the device anymore. Okay, open product. FreeCAD for the win. Yeah, except for the fact that FreeCAD sucks to use. I know they changed the interface lately, and who knows? Maybe we'll do a stream where you guys just yell at me while I try to learn FreeCAD. That might be fun. Just do a stream where you guys just yell at me while I sit there and bash my way through learning FreeCAD. Let me go grab my tape measure. 1 second. Let me grab my tape measure. It's down here. There we go. Close. Okay. So. Oh, shoot. Document. I gotta. Read only. Make read only. Read only. Make read only. Read only. Make read only. Read only. There we go. Okay. That's good. Not for commercial use. Don't worry, I'm not selling anything. Okay, so here's, are you ready? We're gonna design a top hat for this in 5 minutes. So, 490, 490. Okay, 490. Offset. -20. Extrude 50 millimeters. Booyah! Top hat done. Double-sided tape done. Just gonna put some double-sided tape on, call it a day. Why do I gotta do more than that? Print this up, fire this up on the big guy. We're not gonna be that I just want to see something here. How big is that? That is 6.2 millimeters plus, so 13 millimeters in. Okay. How thick is this panel? How thick is this panel? Let me take this pad off. I gotta see how thick this top is. How far did I get? We built all the docks. We built all the docks. How thick is this top panel? Oh, this is a thin top panel. I don't even have foam on it. 2.6, so 3 millimeters. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Offset -5. I want that panel. Fusion. Oh, Fusion is updating. The thing is, I can't use the top hat kit because the top hat kit is tall. The problem is I have this much extra room here. Fusion updating. Fusion is updated. It's being. Can you hear me okay? It's because Fusion decided to update. Okay, we're back. Okay. I can't use the top hat that comes with the kit because two things. One, I don't have room. Okay, so the main goal is I'm using this tall Voron so that I don't need a top hat. I want it to be one solid piece. I don't want a separate top hat. I want the frame to be one contiguous frame. I want the whole printer to be one thing. Okay, so we're building the tool changer within the existing frame of the printer. But I still want to get a little bit more Z for clearance for the umbilicals. So I'm going to put a top hat on. Problem is I can't use the top hat that comes with the kit. Why? This printer needs to fit on this shelf. The printer right now comes up to about here on the shelf. So I have 65 millimeters of above the printer space to work with, plus screws and mountings and however, you know, we're rounding it down to 50 millimeters. So I'm putting a 50 millimeter top hat on it just to get a little bit extra. Does that make sense? There. And then what I will do is I will just put some holes in it and just mount it down with M5. And then I'll put some tabs to lock it, lock the panel. Simple, easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Yeah, I'll just put some heat sets in here, or actually I'll put heat sets in on the side. Yeah, you'll see what I'm doing. You'll see what I'm doing. Okay. Embedded for alone. Yeah, like we're not gonna. I'm just gonna save it right here. Top hat. There we go. I'm gonna save it here because literally it's gonna be this big. And then the thing is, I could take this and I could throw it on the Venture XL and print it in one piece. So we'll finish catting that up on Friday because I want to do fancy. I want to put some hexes in it and whatnot. So we'll do that. We'll make it look fancy. And then I'll have the extrusions cut. So we'll work on that on Friday. That'll be Friday. And then Saturday we'll have a little fun chill. Also, let's fire this up right now. Let's fire this up right now. Let me fire up a new channel. Or no, you know what? We're going to use it in the existing channel. We'll use an existing channel. Look what I printed. Okay. It's the end of the year. Show me what you've done / been working on. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday the 30th. A year-end community wrap. And we will be taking a look at what you have been doing this year, because I'm sure you've seen enough of what I've been working on by now. So post what you got with a little write-up, and we will take a look at it on stream on that day. Self-promotion is A-OK. So chill away if it's something you made and are proud of. Not contest, no real rules, except, you know, usual, no NSF stuff. Gotta be YouTube safe. And we'll check things out on chow. Cheers. At everyone. Boom. Pin message. Yeah, pin it. Oh, I did the wrong. That's what I did. Edit. There we go. There we go. So there you go. So everyone, it doesn't have to be big. Just anything you've 3D printed, anything cosplay, props, like examples. Cosplay, props, printer build, mod, random art thing, knick-knack, like whatever. Just gotta be somewhat 3D printed related. Post-processing is okay. Same with, you know, there we go. There we go. So there you go. There you go. Try PETG-CF. The tool head on Venture XL is PETCF. Or no, actually no, that's the glass stuff. I do have some PETCF. I have printed some stuff on it. It sticks to the beds a little too well, I found. Okay, we got 2 minutes until we do the giveaway. If you have not entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, do this now. We're gonna be doing a giveaway at the end of stream in like 2 minutes. So enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Do it right now. Do it. Do it now. Do it now. If you 3D printed a 3D printer, yeah, that's fine. Like, look at this. Hey, look, it's a Stealthchanger. So see how this one has this big top hat on it? I don't want this. So you can kind of get at what I'm doing, right? So I don't want this big top hat on mine. Also, I'm gonna try to avoid looking at this channel until the contest. I am gonna have to like quickly scrub through it so that nothing is breaking the rule. I trust you guys. Hopefully. When the stream goes live, I will lock the channel down because it is what it is. It's YouTube. I gotta protect my butt. And of course, if anyone does anything that, you know, is potentially that could get my channel flagged for any reason, it's an instant ban from the community and every Discord that I am part of, including the Voron Discord. So please don't play with fire. We're here to have a good time. Don't make me actually have to do like actual moderation. We've got a pretty good community here. Very low involvement of moderating. Very rarely do I have to pull out the pitchfork, or the band hammer. So let's keep it that way. So keep it clean. Any recommendation to get PET to not fuse the PI bed? You want to use something like Vision Miner. You need to have some sort of layer between the PI and the material. So I like Vision Miner. Okay, let's do this giveaway because my wife's got to go to work. Accepting responses. There we go. Link to sheet. Create. Why not put this printer on the shelf before you and move the tube? The reason is this shelf is like the sturdiest shelf I have. So this printer lives here because this printer will shake the crap out of my shelf. Same with this guy. This printer weighs 120 pounds. This printer ain't moving. This printer shakes like crazy. So it's on this shelf, okay? It's got quad XY throwing around a takeoff tool head. at pretty stupid high speeds. So the shelf is for my printers that don't really make a lot of movement. This, I don't want if either of these were on the shelf, the other printers on the shelf would not like it. Okay, that's why. So simple as that. This shelf is 2x6s, 4x4 legs, and it's bolted to the wall. And the Pantheon still makes it shake. So yeah, this is all 2x6s. There's several 2x6s going this way. There's a whole frame of 2x6s, and these are 4x4s. And this is like 3/4 inch plywood. It's a strong shelf, and it shakes when the Venture XL or when the Pantheon's doing its thing. You can tell when I've been using the Pantheon because I don't have stuff on top of it. Okay, oh shoot, giveaway. Copy the names, copy the names, copy the names, copy the names, copy the names. So yeah, so next Tuesday stream, I don't know if it'll be a morning or an afternoon stream. I'm hoping I can sneak it in the afternoon because I know we'll try and do it early afternoon so that the Europeans aren't like waking up at a stupid hour to watch or don't have to stay up late. But I will try and figure out if I can do it on a more reasonable time. If I have to, I might actually shift it to New Year's Eve because my wife has New Year's Eve off for sure. So we might do it New Year's Eve because I got nothing going on New Year's Eve. I'm 37 and most of my friends live on the internet. So we're not doing anything New Year's Eve. I'm getting Chinese food. That's what I do for New Year's. We get Chinese food. I hate when Marbles decides to not load. Processes, where's Marbles? Try this again. A, delete, Control V. Let me just make sure I got all the names copied. Copy the names, Control copy. A, delete, Control V. File save. Go Marbles. Let's try this again. You need some washing machine dampeners under those printers. There we go. Yeah, it's like every now and then Marbles just does not load. Okay, so let's add names, clear, open. We got 215 people. Randomize. Let's see. Is there any Christmas themed ones? We need we'll do this one. There you go. That's icy enough. That's Christmassy enough. Play. Reinforce the shelf. The shelf isn't bolted to the ground. I would have to like put Tapcons into my concrete floor in my garage to bolt it. So right now it's just sitting there under weight. Considering the majority of the printers on it are stock V2s or Prusas, shaking isn't really an issue on that shelf. There we go. This is a Christmas one. Okay. How this works is if you win, you get a free hat or a free spool of filament from Polymaker. Why do I always screw that up? I do it every stream. You'd think I would not screw it up by now. But anyways, if you win, you get a free spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you get a free hat. And you know what? Because it's Christmas, you'll also get a free shirt too. A free hat and a free shirt. If you win and I pick your ball. So we're gonna go with this ball right here. Cliff D7501. If you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker, a free hat, and a free shirt. If anyone else wins, you just get the free spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. It's been like 2 years and, oh, Badmouth ain't gonna win. Infesticool. Why does that sound like Infesticool? That sounds like a Pokemon. Go, Infesticool. It's a tentacool that like grew up near like a waste dump. VBEC and a fussy infant. Oh no, fussy kids are never fun. Just rub a little whiskey on their gums and they'll be quiet. Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, it'll actually grease your ball up and make it go even faster. That's pretty cool. Someday. Someday. Oh, there's a whole other section here. Ooh, Peter made it through pretty quickly. But Da Vinci. Now, I've always been a fan of Da Vinci Resolve. Good hardware. Okay, so here comes the fun part. Who is going to sneak through the middle? Oh! Not tactical printing. Oh, who's going to make it? Look at some people trying to sneak in. We got somebody. DSM Glee. Dismigli. How do you pronounce that? You need some vowels in there. Or actually, I is a vowel, right? A-E-I-O-U. Sometimes, yeah, I is a vowel. How do you pronounce that name? Dismigli? Dismigli? I am Dismigli, son of Gloin. Okay, let me find you on the list here. Control F. Dismigli. Are you in chat, Dismigli? Okay, I am pulling a mulligan here. Dismigli. Are you in chat? At DSM Glee. Yo. They didn't answer the question. They didn't answer the question. And they're in a bunch of names around the same point that are all random letters that didn't also answer the question. Oh, no, he's in chat. They're in chat. Yo, Dismigli. Why didn't you answer the question, buddy? Why didn't you answer the question? Why didn't you answer the question? What the heck, man? Ah, they're in chat. I'm not going to DQ them because I'm not that much of a rule bad guys from World War II. But see, this is why. Because honestly, I pull it up. There's like, he's in a bunch of names that all entered within like 5 minutes of each other. And it's all like Dzerzi, Djerk, like, because I suck. You know what? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Just in the future, answer the question. It's just a very quick, easy thing for me to see if you're a bot or not. Because usually I ask a question that's like, not like a random yes, no question. And also it makes it easy for me to verify that you are the winner. That's why, because everyone answers something differently. So it's an easy way for me to, if somebody reaches out in the future and goes, hey, I won the contest a week ago, but I never got the email. Email me. Maybe you sent it to the wrong email. Here's my email. Because, you know, I announced the name of the person. So it's very easy for somebody to like spin up a Discord with a similar name, DM me and go, hey, I'm so-and-so. I won last week. Use this email instead. And then I go, okay, cool. What's your answer for the skill testing question? And they're like, oh, shit. What did I print this week? A Benchy? And it's like, nope. So that's why I asked the question. It's a way for me to double check if something happens in the future and I need to verify that you are the person who did winter. And also, when you get like 5 names in a row that all enter within a minute and nobody does the question, it makes me a little sus if you're a real human or not. So, like, it's kind of hard to do full on, like, I don't want to use like any of the stupid services. One, you got to pay for a lot of them, but I don't want to have to like rely on like some sort of like hardcore, like, 2-factor authentication or whatever. Like, I want these to be simple, easy giveaways, right? Nothing fancy. That's why we just answer the form and we move on with our life. But it's just, so far we've been lucky. Only once somebody has botted it. And it was really obvious because it was like 100 people that entered within like 5 minutes of each other and nobody answered the question, or they all answered the same or something like that. It was very obviously somebody botted. But since then, you know, we haven't had an issue, so I want to keep it that way. So just answer the question. Nothing real serious about it. Just put something, literally. Just put something so that way in the future, if I need to verify it is you, I have, you know, it's a drink your Ovaltine. It's a secret password. There's a contest? There's always a contest. Are you new here? Are you new here? T3 Ninja Official. Your name looks new, so yes. Every stream, we give away a spool of Polymaker Filament at the end. So if you're new here, subscribe so you don't miss out, because we stream 3 days a week. And if you're here for those streams, you have a chance of winning some Polymaker Filament. There you go. Every stream. Okay. Okay. So email's out. You should get your email pretty soon. Dislingly. How do you even pronounce that? I'm assuming it's an acronym or something. So it wasn't required. So we're gonna call it there. I gotta punch out. Wife's gotta go to work. I gotta watch the little guy. So we're gonna call it there. Shout out to LDO Motors. Again, I keep forgetting to announce it at the beginning of the stream, but I do have it in the description. LDO Motors materially sponsored this build series, providing the kit for this build series that we are using. So shout out to LDO Motors. If you are interested in getting yourself an LDO Stealthchanger kit or any of the other LDO kits, you can purchase it wherever fine LDO products are sold. Also, big shout out to Luke's Lab, because all the tool heads that we are using for this build series have tube compacts in them, thanks to Luke's Lab. Great little hot end if you're looking for a compact drop-in hot end that is pretty dang high flow, that works in all your standard Voron ecosystem and other normal printer hot end size ecosystems. So check out Luke's Lab, link in the description. I do have affiliate link with them with a discount code as well, so save a little bit as well. Help support the channel, content I create, things I do. Check out the other affiliate links like GamerSups. They have a sale on as well. Polymaker has a sale on right now. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of film we'll give away this stream and every stream. And lastly, for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Allow me to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, would not be possible. So thank you. We are going to call it there. Christmas Eve is tomorrow, so probably not going to see me until after the holidays. There should be a stream on Friday. I don't know what we're doing yet on Friday, but there should be a regular stream on Friday. I might sneak in a Twitch stream here and there between then. I bought some video games. I bought Dispatch. I heard a lot of good things about Dispatch, but I don't think that's a game I would want to stream. But I did buy Dispatch, and a couple other games. So maybe we'll do some game streams. Anyways, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your Christmas, Merry whatever. It's let's be honest, Christmas is like more a commercial thing anyways nowadays. So happy fat guy in a red suit handing out Coca-Cola Day to everyone. Enjoy the week, be safe out there, wash your hands, don't get sick because you're probably meeting a bunch of family members, so try not to get sick, and have a good time. Don't drink and drive. Please don't. Please don't. And I will see you before the end of the year.